Welcome to the Football Historian Podcast.
By all means, enjoy it.
He will go right to the very top.
Dos, tres, cuatro times.
Here we go, Germans.
I will turn these results round.
All right, that's good manners.
There's animosity, but there's no fight.
If you can't beat them, join them.
How do you make me feel sick if I look at you?
No, I want to fight here. Don't drink, don't sleep with women, don't drive fast cars.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit too!
Hello, welcome to the Football Historian Podcast. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Finnlay Kulavuz. Cupboard Love is how I hear it all the time.
Enough.
Exactly, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Call me what you want.
Okay, Finn.
Yes, Finn's fine. Finn's fine.
Well, I just want to start with have a word. Personally, I'm a big fan. I was at your karaoke night the other night. I was at the restaurant when you were playing there. Me and my missus have been to quite a few things. For anyone who's not aware of is it the biggest Patreon in the UK? So it is, or biggest comedy?
I don't
biggest
know.
Something.
I don't know anymore.
It's decent.
We'll say we're the biggest. Yeah, let's just say that.
Could you explain what have a word is to anyone who's unaware, please?
Oh, that's tough. Have a word is two comedians in the UK, Adam Rowe and Dan Nightingale, host a comedy podcast where it's kind of anything and everything has been and will be talked about, alongside Carl, the producer, and myself to a lesser extent, but and with a guest, with comedians, with musicians occasionally, and it's just absolute debauchery.
And was it safe to say it's changed your life joining them, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was 22 when I joined, and I'd just come out of uni, and it was in the middle of the pandemic. I was just kind of like, oh, what do I do now with my life? And that kind of came along at the right time. It started off as an internship, and it's kind of just gone from there. And it's been a crazy ride, I guess.
And is that what you wanted to do when you left uni? Like, how did you get the job?
I just started off. I was a fan of Adam's initially. I'd seen him a few times. Like, I used to love going to stand up. So I used to go to the Store and the Frog and Bucket when I lived in Manchester. And then I listened to a couple of episodes of Have a Word, and then saw that they were looking for an intern that had some of the skills I had. Fluked my interview, and then and now I'm here.
Key part of the team, and famously you and Welsh Tom. Is that
Welsh Tom.
Did you any message to him for taking his job off him, or?
Eat shit, Welsh Tom.
You're going to India soon on a bike ride.
Yeah.
You just said the karaoke night was part of the fundraising. You've done loads of mad stuff, so could you just maybe tell people what that India trip is?
I've been dragged into it, that's what it is. I've been told I'm doing it. We're cycling 450 kilometres across rural India in 6 days because Adam loves doing stuff on a whim. And somehow I've just been told I'm doing it, and because it's my job, I'm just doing it. I've just got to do it. I got no choice. So I'm getting a bike on Friday. We're currently towards the end of August, so I've left myself plenty of time to train. Hopefully I won't die. That's my main aim. The money's already been raised for the kids. They can have that. Staying alive is the main focus now.
Did you think you all? Well, maybe not stay alive. But do you think you'll all make it the whole trip, or are you expecting to drop out? Or
I think for the inevitable video we release, it'll be great if one of us keels over at some point. As long as everyone does come back alive. If someone like collapses or don't know, gets mauled by a tiger but not fatally, just like a little flesh wound, we'd be fine.
Better for the Patreon.
Yeah.
And the fundraising you're doing. Okay, so what you seem to be piggybacking off Dan's karaoke night. That's how I thought.
Excuse me, it's Dan and Finn's karaoke party.
He seemed like the main host when I was there.
I don't know what you were watching. Dan went for about an hour.
Okay,
he just went outside. He'd had too much.
You had your top off at the end, and
not through choice, obviously. Yeah. A lot of the stuff I do at Have a Word isn't through choice. It's through just having to do it.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, what other fundraising methods are there, and can people get involved? Is what I was trying to angle at.
Yes, there's a link. I don't know what the link is, but I'm sure you'll have included it somewhere.
Why not?
But we've thankfully raised the target. We're over the target now, all of us.
Which was a lot.
6.5, 7.5?
Yeah, it's impressive.
6.5, I think. I've not been paying much attention. I don't know if you can tell. I kind of just, go through it and just hope I can blag it along the way.
But you're doing well.
Yeah, we've raised the target. Anything above is a bonus now. Yeah.
And then, obviously, you have a word, as you said, two comedians. You said you enjoy comedy. Have you ever wanted to try it out yourself?
I used to enjoy comedy. I'll tell you that. I did used to enjoy comedy. Dan laughs because I've been to a few of his work in progress shows, and he says watching me watch stand up now is hilarious because I look like I'm thinking about ending it all. And yeah, sometimes I am when I watch some comedy.
Not just Dan, or is that just Dan or comedy in general?
Oh, comedy in general. No, it's not just Dan. There's some bits. I think it's difficult when you work with two of the best comics probably in the world twice a week, when they're improving and doing bits that they've not written and they've not performed 100 times. Those bits are so much funnier when it's just spontaneous. So when he's doing crowd work and stuff, I'm still laughing. It's just, I think, I don't know. It's like when you kind of see how the sausage is made with stand up, and I can kind of go, oh, I see what they've done there. And I'm kind of analysing it more than just enjoying it.
Yeah. And have you ever thought about doing it yourself?
God, no.
No.
God, no.
How much would you have to be paid, or how many patrons? What is that coming? Do you reckon?
I'm not committing to that. I'm not committing to anything. Someone gives me a script, I'll have a go. I don't think I'm funny enough. I can't write anything funny.
Right, so get one of them to write it for
you. Yeah. As long as it's, not racist or something, I'll read it. I'll Ron Burgundy it. I'll read whatever.
And on the podcast again, sorry to keep asking about it, but what do you reckon is the best thing that you've done, and do you reckon India will top it?
No, India's going to be hell.
Yeah.
India's going to be horrific. We're going to have rows. This is going to be the first time where I think on camera the kind of charade has dropped, and we're just going to actually be ourselves, where we're telling each other to do one and we don't want to speak to each other by the end of it. That's what I'm going in with. And then if anything's better than that, then that's great.
It's a bonus.
The best thing we've ever done. As in to watch, I think the first Amsterdam special is the best thing we've ever done. In terms of what my favourite thing was, it's probably the first Amsterdam special, yeah. Yeah, maybe the arena show.
Yeah.
Nashville was great. All the stuff you'd expect. The big stuff we've done has been loads of fun.
Yeah, but yeah, as you say, as you would expect. Christmas number 1, Laura's gone. That was
Christmas
another
number 127.
What number did I get to? Yeah, 127.
Something like that. I don't know.
From listening back to it, all that, did you just write that as like, what you think of this, lads, or what was the thinking behind it?
So this is a while ago now.
Yeah.
I was struggling with writer's block, and I just strummed G and C, which are two of the meat and potato chords. I was just strumming those at home, and I just had the melody of the da da da, and just sang "Laura's Gone" as a joke because it was a running joke on the podcast. And then was like, oh, that's quite funny. Maybe we could do something with that. So I wrote a verse, made a little demo on GarageBand, sent it to the lads, and they were like, did you just do that? It was when I was still trying to impress them, whereas now I don't care. So yeah, I just sent it in, and they were like, let's do that at the live show. And then from there, it kind of took, gained a bit of traction, I guess. And it was another comedian, Freddie Quinn, who was like, you should go for Christmas number 1. We were like, yeah, we should. And then we didn't know what we were doing. So that's why that didn't end up very well. But who knows? We might do it again one day.
Well, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Would you be able to write another one, do you reckon?
I think we'd maybe need to do one that was a bit more accessible for the general public and not a really obscure in-joke from what's essentially an indie podcast.
Yeah.
I think we need to maybe do a more general Christmas song that people could just listen to and not go, what did he just say about cocaine?
Drug and cocaine, is it? Yeah, maybe not the widest community for it.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me nicely on to you being a musician as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a big gig coming up, I believe, if you'd like to talk about that before we talk about your music.
Yeah, biggest show with my band to date. We're playing the Jacaranda Baltic, which is a big venue for someone of my kind of stature in music at the minute. So I'm going to be essentially saying yes to a lot of things in the next few months to try and promote it.
That's why you're here. Got it.
So get your tickets, please. Come and get your tickets. The band are great. £1 is going to the £1 from every ticket is going to the India Inevitable Death Ride. We've got some special guests. We're going to be playing all the songs we've released so far, and then a couple of unreleased ones and a few special guests and stuff.
Nice. And then obviously the band is called Finnlay Kulavuz.
Yes, because I've got a big ego on me.
Like, I didn't need to ask that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. No.
How'd you pick a band? So I don't really know
How do
about
I pick
music.
them?
How'd you do that? How hard's that?
I mentioned it on the podcast. It was when we were doing New Year's resolutions in 2022, the end of 2022. I want to start a band, and I said DM me, and I got loads of DMs, and I essentially did X Factor style auditions over Zoom, and was like, "What do you do? Are you sound?" I picked some people that were sound. Some of them have left now. We've got some other people in, but the drummer and bass stayed the same. The guitarist just changed for work reasons, but he's great. So yeah, it's just 3 sound lads that we enjoy making music together.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. And if it kicks off and you have to choose between music or the podcast, is there an easy choice for you to make?
Yeah,
and that is
music.
Yeah, okay, good. That's your true passion.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then how close are we to that then? If this gig kicks
Oh,
off,
we're not close.
How far to
we're
the
not
arena?
very close. I need people to buy tickets. Then we'll get closer.
There
Buy
you
a
go.
ticket. Let a poor child from North Wales live their dream. Come on.
Okay, then I've got some questions for you. What do you think is harder, writing a song or writing a joke?
Song. Easily.
And then writing an album or writing a special?
Ooh. Does it have to be a good album or a good special? Or just
That's up to you. Whatever you'd like to do.
well, I've never written a special, so I'll say a special.
Just for you,
I've written an album's worth of songs, but I don't know. Yeah, special. I'll go for special.
And then being a Welshman, as you just brought up, then the famous Gareth Bale flag is Wales, Golf, Madrid in that order.
Yeah.
Podcast, music, and football. What order would it be for you?
Music, football, podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that ends the first section. I'm going to talk about football in a sec, so we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Are you looking for a Kazakhstani football team to support? Then I think FC Kemay is the team you should support. Do you agree?
Growing up as a child, I always had FC Kemay posters on my bedroom wall.
Well, and all the children of the Kazakhstani future will have FC Kemay posters on their wall because FC Kemay is the team to support, and because of that, Tom has made us a chant that we're all going to follow. So,
up the Kemay, up the Kemay,
up the Kemay. Make sure you follow them on all the social medias, all the posts, and all the things you should follow will appear below us right here. And you should be a supporter of FC Kemay.
Live, laugh, Kemay.
Welcome to section 2. Still joined by Finn. Thank you for not running away. We're going to talk about football. So, football, you're obviously a fan of Liverpool. Is that part of the reason why you're here today? Not literally here, but in the city.
In the city? Ooh, I guess. Do you know what? Yeah. Because the first time I ever saw Adam was on Redmen TV. That's the first time I saw him. I was like, oh, I know that guy when I saw him on a flyer for the Comedy Store. So in a way, yeah, football is why I'm in Liverpool.
Perfect. And then I want to tackle you as a player, not literally. That's a joke for you. So you're a goalkeeper.
I don't know if I can call myself a goalkeeper.
That's what I was about
anymore.
to ask you. You were a goalkeeper.
I was a goalkeeper.
So what's your story then? What's your goalkeeping story? I've got another question.
I peaked at the age of 18. That's my goalkeeping story. I aged about 5. Started playing football. I've got an older brother. He's 4 years older than me, so inevitably it was just, you're in goal. I'm going to kick the ball much harder than it should be at a 5-year-old. And I was in goal, and then I went to play for a local team. I don't think I can run very well. I've never been able to run very well. So they were just like, yeah, it's probably best he doesn't run. So just stick him in goal. And I just kind of worked at that. I was a child. I just kind of played for years in goal. I was good. I I'm not going to be one of those, I could have made it. I probably could have played Welsh Prem football if I'd have properly stuck to it. But, you know, uni and food and drinks got in the way of that. And, yeah, I don't play anywhere near as much as I'd like to anymore. I would love to play more often.
We've got a 6-a-side team. Got 2 good goalkeepers already, but if they're ever injured, I can give you a text if you.
So I'm a third choice for your 5-a-side team.
What
a fall from grace
we're top of the league, by the way. You can win a title if you come to us, so don't worry. You haven't tweeted since 2015, but your bio reads, I'm a 17-year-old goalkeeper who plays for Rhyl under-19s.
Oh, my other Twitter account. Yeah.
So I was going to ask, if you were to say that now, how old are you and who do you play for? Would it just be looking for a club or
25? Going on 26, past his best. That's in the bio. Who do I play for? Who do I play for? I don't know. Whoever will have me. Yeah.
Would you rather people bought tickets to your gig, or you got another move in football?
Where's the move to? Is it Premier League move?
Let's say Rhyl again.
No. Rhyl are in a lower. Ryl's a complicated one. Rhyl used to be Welsh Prem. There was a lot of financial issues about, 4 or 5 years ago, and Rhyl had to fold. It had been a club since the late 1800s or something, and it had to fold. And they're now in a lower division than what I was playing in last time I played properly.
So you're better than Rhyl.
So I'm better. I'm too good for Rhyl, basically.
TNS?
I'm not anymore. I'm really not anymore.
TNS
are good. TNS are great. They're professional.
That's European football as well, isn't it?
I know how much some of the players make at TNS, and it's more than I make, so possibly.
So yeah, you said before that you were kind of forced to say normally goalkeepers are made to play in goal. Was it, even though you said you couldn't run that well, did you ever play out? Did you ever play other positions?
Oh yeah, I thought I was Steven Gerrard. That's what I used to do in PE. I used to people used to be annoyed at me. I'd essentially play. I'm gonna say I invented the new Trent Alexander-Arnold quarterback role, whereas I just sit at defensive midfield, and as soon as I get the ball, I just spray it. That's all I'd do. Just spray the ball left and right. Wasn't very accurate most of the time, but yeah, that was my main outfield. I wasn't that bad outfield. I was obviously much better in goal, but most of the time, I'd say with the majority of people, I could hold my own outfield as well.
Yeah,
it's just as soon as I started playing with better people, I was like, oh yeah, I'm not very good.
You're
outfield.
A goalkeeper now, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you outside Melwood in a Liverpool shirt on your old unused Twitter account.
I don't like how much
research I've done for the guest.
Is this Hot Ones? What's going on here? What's going on here? This is your life. You're gonna find my dodgy Twitter soon.
Did you ever trade or play for Liverpool anyway? What was that picture from? Sorry.
That was from. No, that wasn't from training. That was from when they opened Melwood for a summer or something. Went on a tour of Melwood. Did play against Liverpool multiple times. Played at what's now the AXA a few times. Played against Trent when I was little. Don't remember him. Remember beating them.
Yeah.
We beat them on pens. This was when we were like 7. But there's pictures of us at the thing. I'm guessing he was there because he was there. He was at the academy from when he was 7, and he's my age. So, we beat them on pens. Met Steve Highway that day. Don't really remember it though, because it is nearly 20 years ago now.
A while ago.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was you in the warm up spraying passes that give Tread the idea?
I think he watched it and was like, "That kid's onto something."
That's me in the future,
yeah. I'm gonna mold my game on him.
And just to freak you out a bit more,
oh God!
In 2012, you claimed that Ali Al-Habsi was your long-lost twin. You posed in a picture with him.
Did I say my twin?
Later. Yeah, you said your long-lost twin. You had a printout. We'll put it on the screen. You had a printout picture of Ali Al-Habsi of your face.
What?
And you pretended to do a save.
Oh God, I was a weird kid, wasn't I?
But 4 months later, there's a picture of you with Ali Al-Habsi.
Right, okay,
so,
right. I figured out where that's come from now.
Happen?
So that was a competition. Right. There was a competition run. That was the top prize was to train with Ali Al-Habsi.
What a prize!
And the next prizes were like kits and goalie gloves and stuff. It was a goalkeeper competition, and it was run by what I used to call Sondico, but what I learned from the people that worked there is actually Sondico.
Okay. So it was Sondico.
That's Scousers. That's fine. So Sonderco ran this competition, and they emailed me and were like, "We didn't have this prize, but your entrant was so good as alongside there was another entrant. It wasn't just me holding a thing over my face. Can't remember what I did. Would have been something weird. I really wanted to win a training session with Ali Al-Habsi because that was weird. That was just a weird thing to have happened. And they were like, what we'll do is we'll get you and 2 guests tickets for any Wigan match of your choice. You can come and sit in like a posh bit. I chose the Liverpool match, obviously. I was like, great. And then I went to the players' lounge afterwards and I met Ali Al-Habsi. I met Gary Caldwell. I met Sean Maloney.
Nice.
Aruna Kone. Someone else. Jordi Gomez? Yeah, I think it was them. And then I watched the Liverpool players leave because they weren't having any of it. I just watched them leave. I was like, it's fine. Luis Suarez scored a hat-trick that day, so I was in a good mood. I was in a great mood.
Was Ali Al-Habsi everything you dreamed he'd be?
Oh, he was everything and more. He was sensual. He was soft. He was a very gentle lover.
You were 14 at the time.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in Oman. I don't know if that's true.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah. Who were your goalkeeping idols other than Ali Al-Habsi when you were growing up?
Growing up, Pepe Reina was my hero. I loved Pepe Reina. I loved. Yeah, I wanted every bit of kit that he had, but I could never afford the gloves or the boots, so I just had to settle for a top. Neuer was one where I was like, wow, you're great. Petr Cech, pre-helmet Petr Cech. I would go on the line of saying he's probably possibly the best goalie ever. You know that it was a Reading player, wasn't it?
Is that Hunt? Was it Stephen Hunt?
Hunt? Yeah. Ruined him. Who else? I loved Oliver Kahn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just obsessed. Naughty's goalies is a real niche thing of mine. Jussi Askelainen, what a guy. Shay Given, unbelievable. Thomas Sorensen. I could keep going. Stop me at some point, or I will just keep listing goalies.
Which of those that you've listed, or another one, would you say your style was most similar to?
Oh, my style.
Were you good with your feet? Were you dominating crosses? What?
I was.
Were you any good?
I was the definition of shot stopper. That was it. That was all I did. And that 10 years ago was all you needed to do as a goalie. I'd have been screwed now, playing out from the back and all this nonsense, all this woke nonsense. Kick it far.
You inspired Trent with your passing, though.
Yeah, that was outfield. That was a different thing. That's still kicking it far. That's still my method. Who was I most like as a goalie? Roy Carroll.
Great.
So I was most like.
Spilling it over the line and hooking it back.
There was a lot of
that. And then, obviously, you said under 19s, Rhyl was maybe your height as a goalkeeper. Is that fair to say? Or
yes.
Yeah.
That Rhyl 19s, and then I was training and on the bench with the first team, which was fun. And then they brought in some lad from Wigan, and then I got demoted, which was annoying. He came in on loan, and they were like, "You're not going to get on the bench anymore." I was like, "Yeah, fair enough."
Yeah.
Got dropped just before the Liverpool under-23s game. That hurt.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's obviously you were on track to be playing football at decent standards. So was it uni that got in the way, really, or?
Yeah, uni, and I got really fat, which wasn't ideal. Second year of uni, he was a big boy. And yeah, I just kind of stopped playing. I kind of, lost interest in it. I went to do football at uni, and I didn't like any of the. It felt like, do you know what rugby lads do? You know, like they're just weird.
Yeah.
It felt like that was part of the football team.
Right.
And I was just like, I just want to play football. I wasn't bothered about the rest. Exactly. No, that wasn't me. So I played futsal instead in uni, which was good because I filled the goals, which was great, and it was much easier. Yeah.
So were you getting paid by Rhyl when you were under 19s, or what you get? Anything like how did you end it with them? Like you just sent them off to uni? I'll come back when I come back.
Peter Rod and Wingy did. I turned up at Bangor and just rolled my window down. No, I left for uni, and I think I was still signed for a year, and it was just like, when you're back, just come and play, and I just didn't do that. I had a couple of years out, and then I went to St. Asaph, who were a couple of leagues below. Then they were paying the big bucks, 20 quid a game.
Ooh.
It was petrol money. It was great. But that was how I got on Footy Manager, which was a lifelong dream. That's the only reason I joined St. Asaph, was because my friend my best mate, Cam, joined St. Asaph this season before, and he was on Footy Manager. I was like, well, this is out of order. I'm as good as you. I'll just join so I get on Footy Manager. Neither of us really wanted to be there. We were just doing it for Footy Manager. The day I signed myself was a proud moment.
Yeah.
Proud moment.
Were you good on Footy Manager?
No, I think so. I bought the editor that year to make myself semi-decent. They found this. I think I've told this on Have a Word. I didn't make myself amazing. I made myself good enough to be Liverpool's third keeper, because that's all I really want. $5,000 a week, I'd have been buzzing, you know. I made myself fine for a cup game to bring on. That was fine. I didn't want to make myself as good as Allison or like Neuer or anything. I just made myself sound. I think my actual rating was like 3 or something.
But that's all you ever wanted.
Yeah, that's all I ever wanted. Scott Carson's living every man's dream.
Oh, yeah.
And if anyone says he's not, they're a liar. Actually doing nothing, just getting to play football all day and getting paid obscene amounts of money. Unbelievable.
That's the life. But the last person to sit in that chair before
was
you
Scott
was
Carson.
John Achterberg.
Oh, right, okay.
The
Was
goalkeeper
it?
coach, yeah. So I asked him, I said,
Wow.
what's the point of third and fourth choice goalkeepers? And I think he'd argue with you that they do
Put me in
more.
touch with him, wherever his next club is. I'll be a
He's
third
in Saudi
goalie.
Arabia with Gerrard now.
Maybe I won't go there. I won't go there.
But yeah,
Depends how much, innit? Everyone's got a price.
It seems that way, yeah. But yeah, we've had quite a goalkeeper heavy couple of episodes, but yeah,
I'll give you the real insights. Achterberg knows nothing. I know the real insights.
Go
on. Simon Mignolet wasn't very good. That's my insight.
He liked him. He's clear he was good.
Oh, I'm sure he's a
disagree.
lovely bloke, but you know, he's got butterfingers, hasn't he?
Well, he's done well at Club Rouge, though.
Anyone could do well in Belgium. What do they do?
Same as Rhyl, yeah.
Exactly. Simon Mignolet wouldn't have made it through the tough streets of Rhyl. I'll tell you that for free. Didn't think I'd say that sentence today.
Yep, there we go. Well, message to camera, please. If anyone's looking for a goalkeeper, how available are you and how good are you?
Well, I'm very available. Which camera?
The
phone.
me
This
phone.
one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm very available, but I'm not as good as I used to be. Give me a few months. I know. Like, give me 6 weeks. Give me 6 weeks. I'll be decent. I'll be quite good. Might not be very good with my feet, because that was never my thing. But shot stopping. I'd love some videos of my real set. Do you know people like film every game now?
Yeah.
I'd have absolutely loved that.
I film my 6-a-side game, so
That's
good
mental.
up for
That's insane.
But we win the league, though.
So, but yeah, I'd love to have some of the saves I've made, because I think in my head I'm like, have I romanticized that save? And it was just like a P roller that I've dived on. But in my head I'm like, no, I flew myself top corner, tipped it onto the bar. All that sort of stuff.
Okay, well, we'll see if that can happen. And then if anyone wants to get in touch, there's
I've played with good players. Like played with, I don't know. You're a Liverpool fan.
Yep.
Do you remember Stephen Wright?
Yeah, of course.
Played with him.
Yeah, that's nice.
He was rubbish. He was old though at that point.
Yeah,
I think
he played for Wrexham as well, didn't he? When he was dropping down.
He ended up at Rhyl. I think he was like 40 at that point, and you know the love of the game had gone. But he was a lovely bloke.
Just there for the money.
I don't think you're getting much money at Rhyl. Who else have I played with that's any good? Play with some lads that it's a shame. It's a shame when you play football and there's lads around you that are really good, and literally none of them make it. And you're like, the Prem players must be so good, or anyone that makes it even up to like National League and stuff. I played with a guy that was at Salford for years, Ibu Toure. He was a left back. He started at Everton, ended up at Rhyl, and then was at Salford for years, and he captained them up until like 2 seasons ago, and he was good. That's it. That's my claim to fame.
Okay, that's perfect. Well, you were here. Maybe you've rubbed shoulders with bigger stars in the comedy world, but you know you're only 25. The football is still definitely not over. But what we'll do is we'll go to a little quick break, and I'm going to talk more about you as a fan of football. So we'll see you in a sec.
Hi, I'm Warren, the producer for the Football Historian podcast, and we're here today to talk to you about the Patreon subscription.
Yes, so for just £1 a month for the first 100 people, there's a lot of benefits that you get, and I think £1 is a terrific deal.
Pittance,
yes, £1 only, and you get early access, which means at least 24 hours before everyone else gets the episode, you get to watch it. There's also an extra section, we call it the Football Historian Podcast Extra Time, and we ask all the questions to the guests that no one else gets to see unless you're a patron. And on top of that, you're the ones who get to ask the questions. You send them in, we tell you which guest is going to be coming and sitting in this chair. You ask them, we record it, you get to watch it. No one else does. On top of that, we do a monthly special. We did one last night. It was a quiz. You were there.
Yeah, bedlam and great content.
Yeah, so hopefully you can watch that. As I said, we've got a round on Linvoy Primus or Lionel Messi. We've done mastermind stuff, all that. That's going to happen every month. The bigger this grows, we're going to do it even more regularly. Hopefully it'll be once a week. But we need your support. So to do that, £1 a month for the first 100 people. Your early support will be rewarded. From then on, it's £3 a month if you want to support us. If you want to pay £5 a month, you get all that we've just mentioned, but you get a poster. Warren will sign it, I'll sign it, all the lads. We'll get a few of the guests to do it as well. We'll send that out to you. And then for £10 a month, you get all that, the poster, all the early access, and you get a free copy of any of my books. So I've done one on Billy Liddell, Crossing the Park, Tommy Lawrence. They're all worth at least £20. For just £10, you get a copy of the book, all the stuff we've already mentioned. We'd really appreciate your support. We cannot do this without you.
This really is a passion project, and anything people can put into it goes straight back into it. We don't take a wage. We're doing this for free. We're doing this because we enjoy what we do.
That's it. It all makes the content better. And I say from just £1 a month, you can make our dreams come true. Thanks for the support. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Welcome back to part 3. So we're going to talk about your football history now, as it's the Football Historian podcast. Your first game that you remember going to, it could be as a fan, it could be playing, whatever. What's your first memory or game, football?
There's a lot more I remember from playing early doors. I didn't go to my first Liverpool game till very late because my dad had no interest in football whatsoever. And my mum was a mum and couldn't get to the games and stuff. So my first Liverpool game was 2011, I think, maybe 2012, against Swansea in the League Cup, and we lost.
I remember that.
We lost.
Yes, he'll start first game. I
think he might have done. And Michu scored. Michu scored. It was that season. It was the Michu season. So it was good Swansea. Looking back, I'm excited to have seen that Swansea team rather than the Liverpool team that we put out. So that was my first Liverpool game. I remember. I remember watching. Went to some weird games. There was a game we went as like a trip with the team I played for. We went to watch England under-21s against Wales under-21s at the racecourse in Wrexham. I think this must have been, to guess, 2006, something like that. And I've looked back at like who played, and there's like the odd one where you go, oh right, like I think James Milner played, and you're like, oh right, okay, sound. Maybe it wasn't James Milner. Someone. There was. You couldn't Google it. There's not many of those games that have been played.
Yeah.
And then what else have I seen?
Did you watch a team in Wales every week, or would you not?
I went to Rhyl games.
Yeah.
I went to the Rhyl games a lot. And I used to be like, oh my god, they're amazing. That is the dream. And then I was like, oh no, it's not very good. Yeah, I watched the football on telly religiously. Yeah, playing. I have a very vivid memory of playing at Crewe. We had a trial at Crewe when I was like 6 or 7. I got in, but my mum and dad couldn't drive, which was a shame. That's what held me back, is my mum and dad not having a driving license. But yeah, I don't. Early football games. It's really the past few years where I've properly started going to a lot more of the games, or like good games, rather than Rhyl B.
Well, this might help with the next question. And the best game that you've been to?
Ooh,
it can be watched as well if you prefer. But...
Oh no, there's been great games. So I'd say my best game or favorite game.
I'll have both.
Right, okay. Best game I've ever watched. Probably. Oh, wait, I'll do favourite first. Favourite was Villarreal away.
Oh, yeah.
Semi-final of the Champions League a couple of years ago. One of the most, it's maybe the most drunk I've ever been was pre-kickoff, because like if you've been to Spain, they just pour you vodka and it's like half vodka, half mixer. And it was the first time I'd met the guys from Red Men TV. I was with Adam from Have a Word. We'd gone together to Villarreal. The first time I met them, and I was so leathered. I was going, "Hey, Paul, I've watched you since I was 10. Like, I love you guys. I love all the stuff you do." And I was doing all that. Looking back was horrific. And then it got to half time and we were losing. I was like, "Oh, I can never come to a match again. I've cursed this." We've flown here. It's been lashing it down for 2 days straight. And we're going to go out of the Champions League semi-final. I was like, I'd convinced myself. And then second half, turned it round. And yeah, celebrating like nobody's business.
That's the best or favourite?
Favourite, best. I'm trying to think of like one where we've like come back or something like that. I can't actually think of that many. The best, like, there was one we were lost that was a good game when we played Real Madrid like a year ago. The Núñez flick one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you weren't a Liverpool fan, that was a good game because it was 4-2 and it was exciting.
It wasn't that good though, really.
No, it wasn't great. There's been a few really, really good, like, high quality ones where you like that standard on that night was unbelievable.
Yeah, like City ones, and then obviously Barcelona.
Yeah, I wasn't at that one, unfortunately, but
I was, if that helps. But
yeah, it helps. Thanks. No, I was in a dingy. I remember where I was watching the Barcelona game. Second year of uni, I was essentially living in a crack den. We'd rented some awful terraced house in Salford. We'd covered the fire alarm with a plastic bag so everyone could just smoke in the house.
Classic.
It was it was like something out of Train Spotting. I was watching on a tiny screen, watched Wijnaldum score and losing my head.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I understand why you picked the other two.
Yeah.
Favourite era as a fan? So obviously you said you loved the early noughties, goalkeepers there. Is that the best era?
I think 13-14.
Yeah, okay.
30.
Rodgers coming.
Yeah,
seconds,
Suarez.
yeah.
Suarez. That Luis Suarez is the second best player of all time for me. Them couple of years, it's Messi, Suarez.
Suarez against Norwich. That's it. Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo can do one. He wasn't as good as Luis Suarez in his peak. Yeah, that era, watching every game, not really been in a title race before that as a fan.
Yeah.
Like 2008-9 kind of was, but then it properly fell off. And also I was
a bit young as well.
Yeah. So 13-14, it consumed as much of it as I could all the time. But then also been blessed with the past few years of watching this Liverpool team. It's all nostalgia. In 5 years, it'll be the past few years.
That's it, yeah.
But right now, I'm going to go further back to 10 years, which makes me feel sick.
Yeah, it's a bit scary when it's that far ago. Your favourite player?
Of all time?
Yep.
Steven Gerrard.
Easy
I'm a Liverpool fan who grew up in the noughties and tens. It's Steven Gerrard. And anyone that is a Liverpool fan that grew up in that time period that doesn't say Steven Gerrard is lying. Every time you'd kick anything, you're shouting Gerrard. I know it's cliche and stuff, but yeah, I adore that man. And I think there's very few people on earth that I'd kind of be a bit weird with if I met them. If I met Steven Gerrard, I think I'd be a bit like shaky.
My heart skipped a beat thinking about it. The best manager after Klopp.
After Klopp, it
doesn't have to be Liverpool,
Klopp.
like obviously just in general.
Ooh, like a manager that I just go, oh yeah, that's it. I love the shithousery of Mourinho. I do like it, and now that he's in Turkey, I do kind of like that. Ancelotti's really cool, although he did manage the Blues, but that tarnished his street cred forever. He's got that stain on him, that blue stain on his shoulder that'll never go. No matter how many Champions Leagues you win, Carlo, then how you sleep at night.
Our producers are blue today, by the way. That's just a help.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Who else do I really like? Claudio Ranieri seemed like a lovely bloke.
Tinker man.
Yeah, I'd love him to tell me everything was going to be okay. I feel like he'd do that.
I'm sure he would. Right, a bit of a tough one for you.
Yeah.
The top 5 Liverpool players of all time. In your opinion.
So I can't judge the people I didn't watch.
That's fine.
I can't do that. So I'm gonna go for their peak as well. Yep. Luis Suarez.
That number 1. We're gonna do it in order. Yeah.
Luis Suarez.
2
is Steven Gerrard, Virgil van Dijk, Mohamed Salah, Alisson. I know it's very recent. I'm going for Trent. Trent could be in there. I'm going for Virgil van Dijk's the best centre half I've ever seen, but like comfortably. I've had this debate with loads of people. Anyone that's a Liverpool fan goes, yeah. Anyone that's not goes, no. It's Jaap Stam, and you're like, what are you talking about? Shut up. It's Virgil van Dijk. And even in a few years when we look back, even if it's for a couple of years, he's not been the same post injury, but he's still the best in the world. It was just them 2 years before the injury, people were scared of him. People were running. They'd see Virgil van Dijk and run the other way, which I've never seen before. It's comical.
Yeah.
Suarez, I mentioned it before. I've never been as excited by a player as that. Every time he got the ball, you're like, what's he gonna do? Something's gonna happen. He could end up biting someone, like or like kicking him or something, or he could end up putting it in the top bin. There was no kind of in between with him. Gerrard, obvious reasons, carried a whole vastly mediocre Liverpool team to silverware multiple times.
Alisson, maybe, or
Alisson. So
I'm not saying I disagree, but
yeah, I just think he's the best goalie in the world and has been for a few years. That's why I've gone on it. I was trying to think. In the past, we've not had the best. Wait, was this Liverpool or was this?
That was Liverpool, yeah.
Right, okay. Are we doing best other players?
That's what up next.
Cool. I'd second guess myself there. Yeah, I watched a lot of goalies, obviously, and I've never seen anyone make everything as routine as he does.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a blue in the room, but Jordan Pickford is the king of making dramatic saves. He's a good goalie. He's not awful. I don't like him, but that's for other reasons. Alisson very rarely makes a camera save.
Yeah.
He's there. Just make it easy. Sound. I'll be gutted when he goes.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too far away, unfortunately, as well. But yeah, if we go the 5 best non-Liverpool players,
non-Liverpool
of all time,
Lionel Messi, comfortable top. Original Ronaldo, original recipe Ronaldo. Second. This is getting tough now. There's loads, isn't there? There's so many
players. I don't want to say what and put you off.
Zidane is up there. Thierry Henry is up there.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry. Those 2 are in there. The next 3 are in any order. So they're the top 2, Messi and Ronaldo. The next 3 are in any order. Zidane, Thierry Henry, and one more. Who I watched and just gone, yes, you've got it. It's a tough one. You want to go for the attackers, don't you? You naturally are inclined because they're the highlight reels and stuff.
But 2 of your Liverpool ones were a goalkeeper and a defender, so doesn't always have to be. But maybe
okay, Manuel Neuer then.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's changed what goalkeeping is completely.
John Achterberg's a big fan of him as well, so you've got the eye as well, yeah.
I've got the eye. I've seen that Manuel Neuer's a good goalie. I know what I'm talking about.
Talent, yeah.
Scouted him on Footy Manager.
Right, I've got 2 more for you. The best individual performance you can remember a player having.
In the flesh?
Just whatever, just what comes to mind. Like, it could be Mbappe's hat-trick in the World Cup final. It could be what you're probably going to say.
There's numerous Suarez ones. Yeah, there's like you could pick like 5 or 6. There's the obvious the like the Norwich ones where you're just like, oh, he scored 3 goal of the season contenders in one game. Individual performance. There's another weird. It might be a weird shout. Neuer, when he was at Schalke against Man United, had an unbelievable game. I remember watching that as a kid and being like, "Who's this goal?" Like that was the time. You know, I got him early. There's been a few. There's been so many. Oh, Messi, loads of Messi performances where you just watch him and go, "Wow, he's a freak, absolute freak of nature." I'll go for what I've said before. I'll go for Luis Suarez, and I will go for
Norwich at Anfield.
Yeah, it probably is, isn't it?
That one, those goals, special.
Yeah.
Right, and then the last one, an all-time five-a-side team. Can be Liverpool, can be not Liverpool, whatever you like, and you can play whatever formation. You don't have to play a keeper. Do whatever you wish.
Right, okay. I'm going to go for players that will suit five-a-side then. I'm not going to go for the best players in the world. So I'm going to go for Neuer in goal. I'm going to go for Thiago. I think he'd be unbelievable at five-a-side if he wasn't made of cheese strings. Who else is a really technician? You're thinking of like your Modric, your Modric's, your Xavis, your Iniestas.
Joe Allen.
Obviously, Joe Allen. Lee Trundle, get him in there. Absolute
we were talking about him
baller. Have you?
We were talking about him as someone we'd like to get on in the future. So
What a
if he gets
player.
a shout alongside
Lee Trundle.
Thiago.
The streets will never forget Lee Trundle.
He's from round here as well. That's really
Well, he
good.
played for Rhyl back in the day. Right, so far we've got Neuer, Thiago, and Lee Trundle. That's it. I'll just stick with 3.
The well-known trio.
Yeah, put Messi in there because why not? And then let's pick a player that I'd like to see play five-a-side. Pure power of Didier Drogba.
Nice.
Just bullying people left, right, and centre.
And then your super sub.
Super sub.
Ali Al-Habsi.
No, I'm gonna go for Nigel Reo-Coker.
Of course. Who else? Perfect. Right, well, that ends your football history chat. I'm going to have a quick break and then we're going to settle some debates before we finish up. I'll see you in a sec. Welcome back to the next section of the Football Historian podcast.
Sorry, Pete. I'm really sorry to interrupt you. But where'd you get that shirt from?
Oh, this Latium one was just from Classic Football Shirts. Where'd you get yours from?
Thank you. Mine's from Classic Football Shirts as well.
Wow. Well, when I bought my shirt, I used the code TFH10 to get 10% off all orders. Did you use the same?
I did. I used a discount code. I think it was the same as yours.
Oh, TFH10. Oh, that's great, because if you want to get 10% off all your orders, you can use TFH10 at classicfootballshirts.com.
Unbelievable deal.
Final section is the debate. We're going to set the biggest debates in football history. The first one is predictable what you're going to say, but I'll have a second and third as well.
Yeah.
Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
It's not a debate, and I know that that's obviously dependent on who you support, but I think the majority of people do just see it now. And the longer time goes on, the better it goes. The more time goes on, the more Lampard falls off, which is surprising. But for me, it's Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
What was it?
Why Scholes couldn't get in the England team?
Well, yep.
Like literally, they had the 3 of them. The debate was settled then. It is what it is. And Pep Guardiola does not know what he's talking about. Absolute fraud.
Next is Pele or Maradona.
Maradona. That's another fraud. We can talk about Pele playing against children and then scoring 12 goals and celebrating. What are you talking about? I've got beef with Pele. It's mainly influenced by Carl on Have a Word, who despises Pele. May he rest in peace, obviously. But
and Maradona as well.
Huh?
And Maradona as well, of course. Yeah.
Oh, Maradona was. I wish I'd been alive while he was playing properly. He's maybe the coolest footballer of all time. I love the Maradona story and the fact that he was off his face and still the best player in the world. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Special. I think they're both quite good, to be fair, but yeah, you can have your your Pele agenda, that's fine.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying next as well, but I'm still going to ask it. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi. Again, that won't be a debate in 10 years. It just won't. Like, I love that he's ruined his legacy. Ronaldo, that is. Messi's not, but Messi's done it gracefully. I love that Ronaldo's gone to Saudi Arabia and is stinking up the gaff. Amazing. And the recent comparisons on social media of, do you watch The Boys?
Yeah.
The Homelander comparison is so perfect for Cristiano Ronaldo. It's great. It's an aging superstar past his powers who's insecure and, yeah, has done terrible things in America.
Next.
Yeah.
If Messi and Ronaldo are the best two, which you may not agree, the best two players of the last 15, 20 years, who's the third best?
I've answered it.
Yep.
Yeah. Luis Suarez in his peak for me.
And then one that I think you'll be well placed again, and I also think I still know who you're going to say. Buffon, Casillas or Neuer, and in which order?
Okay, so this is good. Casillas wasn't very good at any point. Massively overrated. Was in a great team with great defenders. He's about 5'4", which is just should be illegal for a goalkeeper. I'm too short to be a goalkeeper. I'm 6 foot. I think you've got to be 6'2" and above. Yeah, I never rated Casillas ever. I used to watch him and go, I don't understand it. Same with Victor Valdez, and then he was found out when he came to the Prem.
To Borough, yeah.
When he came to United and Borough, they were like, why is he not any good? He'd never been good. He'd just been playing behind PK and Puyol, two of the greatest defenders of the last 30 years.
Yeah.
So Casillas is bottom. Buffon was unbelievable. The longevity and the consistency that he played at for... Is he still playing? He might be. Did he retire last year?
Parma, yeah. So.
Unbelievable. But Neuer has redefined what goalkeeping is, and I don't think Buffon quite did that. So I'm going to go Neuer, Buffon, Casillas is down here. There's loads of people in between that.
Are you better than Casillas?
Oh, it's close.
At your peak, yeah.
At my peak, yeah. Oh,
6
yeah,
weeks.
at my peak,
6 weeks, yeah. Right, the next one is the greatest team ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be like one game, it can be like a tournament, it can be a couple of seasons, whatever. But who's the best team that's ever existed?
It's Barcelona, isn't it? It's the Pep Guardiola Barcelona, which is boring, but it just is. Favorite team to watch is, again, I'm just biased, but I'm sure everyone that comes on this is just biased to who they support and who they like. Is the Champions League winning Klopp team. I think that season where we nearly won everything was so entertaining, so exciting. I don't like the way Man City play football. I get that it's very impressive and is very tactically astute. I don't enjoy watching it. I'm actually quite bored by it at some points. Whereas you could never accuse a Klopp team, or even Arsenal, aren't as boring as Guardiola. And it's ruined the kind of individualism of players. Everyone's now plays the same and they just play the position. You're not getting... Ronaldinho is not making it nowadays because he wouldn't be allowed to do the things he would have wanted to do. This is a different rant. What was the question?
Greatest team ever.
Greatest team, yeah, it's Barcelona. It's Pep's Barcelona before people realised what pressing was. Because you watch that now, you watch some of the highlights back of that team playing, and like they're playing like Girona, and they're just running around like headless chickens because they don't go, oh, that's the trigger to press there, that's that one. They were just running around. But yeah, that team, Messi at his peak. In Xavi and Iniesta, just replace Valdez and we're good.
If Neuer was in there, it'd be the perfect team, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the last question, and then just for anyone at home, you are Turkish and Welsh, was it? Yeah. So this one is maybe more interesting because most Scouse people have asked us to have the same answer. But if you were to win the league with Liverpool or win the World Cup with whichever country you choose to win the World Cup with, what would you rather do as a player?
So I think I've definitely bought into the. Obviously, I'm not English, but the whole Scouse not English thing. I've bought into that recently. Like the past few years, I've kind of been indoctrinated into it. But I've always, as much as I love watching Wales and Turkey in a tournament, I care a lot more about Liverpool. I just do. I love watching Wales. I love watching Turkey. I love getting behind them and being swept up in it. But if they lose, I'm upset for a bit. If Liverpool lose, it ruins my week. So yeah. But then Wales have never won a World Cup, and neither have Turkey.
Yeah, you'd just be another player who won the league. You'd be the player. Let's say you're captain as well.
I'm captain. Oh, tough that.
Oh, I tell you what, if you've got to maybe pick Liverpool, Wales or Turkey, which one would you rather win the World Cup for? Is that harder?
That is tough, you know. Probably, because if it was the next World Cup, the feat it would have to be for Wales to win that is something else. Because Turkey have got a good team at the minute, a young, excited team. Yeah, I'll go for Wales.
So win the World Cup with Wales,
yeah.
perfect.
That's a tough one, actually.
Right, well, that's some of the biggest debates sorted.
Yes.
I don't know how many other Welsh and Turkish listeners we're going to have, but that settled that debate with
Loads.
them. Plug stuff. Obviously, we've spoke about a few things, but anything you want to plug, what's the main thing that people need to do?
Buy tickets for the gig in October. 26th of October. Me and my band are playing our biggest gig. We are actually really good. Go and listen to our music on Spotify first. You can listen. You can be a judge. If you like, indie pop music that most people do, give it a listen and then come and see us live and come and say hello.
Perfect. Well, yes, that is definitely worth listening to our interview, you things, and also have a word stuff. I'm sure people will be following anyway, but that's it. I was going to say I'll be seeing you there. The next karaoke thing I'm there, so
nice.
Push me to the top of the list.
It's my birthday that day, so I'm going to be not in a good way.
Nice. I was thinking Will Young Evergreen. What you reckon? So that's a party starter in my opinion.
And make this a moment.
Yeah,
I do forever. Come on, join in. Don't leave me go.
My heart away and pray you'll stay together. Oh yeah, that's the end of the episode. Thanks very much for joining us, Finn. I really do appreciate you making the journey to the garage. We will see you next time with someone else sat there. Probably not goalkeeper related, but we'll try and keep it going.
Get him on. Response.
The Ali Al-Habsi and Simon Mignolet duo that everyone wanted. Thank you very much again, and we'll see you next time on the Football Historian Podcast.